Knowing how to take care of your scalp when you have dandruff is one of those things that might seem so simple, but most of the time we make mistakes that it can cause damage to our hair. So in this video, I'm going to show you the mistakes, how to fix them, so then you know how to take care of your hair when it has dandruff. So drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and let's begin with the first dandruff care mistake I used to do a lot, which is treating your dandruff with oil treatments. The flakes and the itch you experience on your scalp, it could be triggered by two reasons. You might have extreme oily scalp, or you might have extreme dry scalp, and believe it or not, both of them experience itch and flakes. So when it comes to treating one or the other, it makes sense to treat dry scalp with oils to moisturize it, which is definitely gonna help you. But if your flakes are caused by an oily scalp, applying oils can make your problem worse because the yeast that causes dandruff feeds from the oils. So if you put on more oil, it's only gonna contribute to spread this even more on your scalp. And coming from past experience, the dandruff comes back even faster after washing if you use oils. So when I have dandruff, I use water remedies like this antifungal scalp toner with rosemary and pink salt to get rid of the bacteria and the excess oils on my scalp. And the way I make this scalp toner is simple. All I do is to brew 3 tablespoons of rosemary dry leaves with 1 teaspoon of Himalayan salt. Rosemary is not only proven to help with hair growth, it also has proven antifungal properties that is actually recommended to use on dandruff. And pink salt, what it's gonna help is to dissolve existing product buildup and absorb excess oils, which is gonna help to prevent dandruff in the future. Now I'm gonna let it sit for 15 minutes before I apply on my scalp. In the meantime, I'm gonna detangle my hair with this wooden comb and tell you about the next dandruff care mistake I used to do, which is not exfoliating your scalp weekly when you're prone to dandruff. Scalp exfoliation has changed the way my hair grows and even controls so much my dandruff. I know a lot of people think it is an extreme thing to do, but if you're dealing with dandruff, especially if you think it's due to excessive product buildup or if you have extreme oily skin, then scalp exfoliation should be a must in your routine. So as part of my hair wash routine when I have dandruff is using a scalp massager like this one to gently scrub for 5 minutes so that I can loosen up all the buildup, all the flakes from my scalp before I hop in the shower. I really like this tool because it is an effective way to remove all the buildup that sometimes shampoo or regular massagers can do. When you use the scalp massager, it will prevent flake residue after your hair wash. Like this was my scalp before and this is my scalp after. So yes, there was a lot of buildup I didn't know I have. So the technique I use with this is a back and forth. I put mild pressure. No, we'll not do that. Mild, nice pressure. And I focus a lot the exfoliation on the areas where I feel the most itch or I clearly see dandruff. And for the love of your hair, don't you ever use a rat tail comb to dislodge flakes. I see so many videos about this and I cringe because you have no idea the damage you're causing to your hair follicles. This practice can lead to scars, and if this happens, hair won't grow out of that hair follicle. So yes, you can cause yourself bald patches by just doing this. So that is why in this case, I'll suggest you to exfoliate your scalp whether with a scalp massager or glycolic acid, which is another awesome gentle way to remove flakes when you have dandruff. Now time is up, and besides how amazing my scalp feels right now, look at all the buildup I got loosened up, which is gonna make it easy to wash off when I use shampoo. But before we do that, we gotta make sure to get rid of the bacteria so dandruff doesn't grow back. So I'm just gonna strain the rosemary mixture, put it in a dispenser bottle like this one. You can also use a spray bottle, which is much better, but currently I don't have one. Thank you, husband. And now all I'm gonna do is to soak my scalp with this toner in this exact way. As you can see, I massage a little bit every time I apply, and while I cover my entire scalp, let me tell you about the next dandruff care mistake that it will ruin your hair, which is not treating your dandruff right away. Dandruff is not contagious, not always comes from having a dry scalp like I said, and does not directly cause hair loss. However, the more irritation your scalp will experience, so it can eventually indirectly inhibit your hair growth and indirectly also cause you hair loss. loss. Especially if you're someone dealing with hair loss or thinning, you need to take action whether you use natural remedies or over-the-counter shampoos. It is important to treat your dandruff fast to avoid further issues. Take me for an example. I used to not take much care about my dandruff before, and my hair shedding was bad, and my scalp was red from constant weekly itchiness from the dandruff I was suffering, and my hair was not growing much. And once I started giving my scalp weekly care, I don't suffer with dandruff as often as I used to. And the proof of this is that the past weeks I've been a little bit lazy. Skip exfoliation, wash my hair with no care, and now I'm back with dandruff. So taking the extra time and not letting this problem get worse is key for cutting the vicious cycle of having dandruff weekly. So the best advice I can give you to prevent or even have dandruff under control is doing scalp exfoliations once a week. Don't do more than that. This is going to ensure the skin on your scalp is clean and there's no excessive buildup laying there that it can potentially trigger dandruff, because that's what dandruff loves, that skin, oils, and all that stuff, okay? By the way, I just want to say that from all the natural remedies for dandruff, for me, this is one of the most effective ones because not only fights the bacteria really well, when I put this on my scalp, it's like putting water on a fire, you know? The itchiness goes away right away, and at the same time, what I really like about this remedy is that it's gonna promote hair growth and strengthen your hair follicles, which is much needed when you're dealing with dandruff and the irritation. Now I'm going to cover and leave this toner resting on my scalp for 30 minutes so that it can get absorbed properly and get rid of the bacteria. When it's time to wash your hair with dandruff, it is important to use lukewarm water and to shampoo for 3 minutes. This is going to help to soften the scalp so all the flakes can be removed from the hair easily, so that when you come out of the shower, you don't have that flake residue stuck in your hair. I'm using a sulfate-free shampoo, which is more gentle for the skin in general. And while I do this, here's another dandruff care mistake you might be doing, which is not knowing whether you have dandruff or dry scalp. Listen, if you're using an anti-dandruff shampoo on a dry scalp problem, you're just making your problem even worse, because what you're battling is not oiliness, it's dryness. So a lightweight hydrating shampoo that has no sulfates, it is more suitable, and it is what you need on your scalp. But if what you have is dandruff, then it does make sense, right, to use an anti-dandruff shampoo because it's going to be able to tame this problem. So here's how you tell the difference. So when it comes to dandruff, flakes are usually yellow in color, are a little bit larger in size. You can see some shine to them because it's oil, and in some cases scalp tends to have a funny smell. And now when it comes to dry scalp, the flakes are smaller, not oily looking at all, and these are lighter. So you can just touch your hair and you'll see them fall easily. You will not have any oil residue on your fingertips, and these flakes are white in color. And once you know what you have, then it's gonna be a little bit more easy to treat this problem because you're gonna know what exact products to use. After this, I'm going to condition the ends of my hair with this hair mask, which is an important step to do if you try the Rosemary Scalp Toner. So please, just in general, do not skip conditioner or a hair mask and only use it on the ends of your hair, not on your scalp. So while I take my time to do this, I'm gonna give you another dandruff care mistake that it will ruin your hair, which is washing your hair regularly because you have dandruff. Like I said, not all the flakes you see in your scalp are caused by dandruff, and it can be also caused by dryness on your scalp. So if what you think is dandruff and at the end it's not dandruff, then washing your hair daily can be over drying your scalp, and that's why it gets itchy and flaky all the time. Now, if your flakes are caused by excessive oils, then washing your hair a little bit more often than what you normally do does make sense, because it can help you to remove the excess oils, all the buildup that is accumulating excessively on your scalp and is causing you, again, the itch and the flakes. However, whether the cause is dryness or oiliness, in my opinion, washing hair daily, it's not the best practice unless your doctor recommends, because you're not allowing your scalp to produce its natural oils, which can help to condition the dry scalp. And for dandruff, if you remove those natural oils daily, then your scalp will overproduce oils, causing you more dandruff. So the best advice I can give you, and something that I have learned, is that washing hair maximum 3 times a week is a good balance if you have to wash your hair a little bit more often due to this type of problems. But as always, experiment and find what works the best for you. Now I'm ready to rinse the hair mask with cool water. Yes, even in winter time, I still do this step, which is always worth it. These 10 seconds will refresh my scalp, balance the oil production, which is beneficial not only for dandruff, also for dry scalp. When I don't do this step, my hair gets super oily very fast, so this makes a difference for me. And while I do this, I'm gonna give you another dandruff care mistake, which is believing that dandruff only happens in summer. In fact, for some people, dandruff could happen in winter because the air is less humid, causing sweaty, dry scalp, or they might be washing their hair less often because nobody wants to get cold. There are other people that during summer dandruff gets triggered because their scalps are a little bit more oily and sweaty than usual. And for others, it could be a year-long thing. So as you learn, dandruff can be triggered by so many other things, but the most important thing is to treat this problem soon and not to be ashamed of, because it is a common problem that can happen to anyone. Now that my hair is completely clean, I just wanted to show you my results. So this is how my scalp looked before, and this is how my scalp looks after. Right now I feel so clean. I have no itch at all or a feeling of having something weird on my scalp. And the most important thing, I have no flakes. I'm so happy. Your love here. We got dandruff, that's okay. Also, I want to give you another important tip. Make sure that you clean all the tools that you use during this application after this routine, just to make sure that whatever oil from the dandruff and that yeast, it doesn't go back into your clean hair. That's very important because remember, dandruff feeds from that oils. And if you want to make sure that no dandruff comes back, the remain of this solution, the next hair wash, which I'm gonna be doing it because, you know, dandruff is annoying and it loves to come back. I really hope this works on you. Please let me know in the comments below if you're gonna try it out, and if you do, let me know how your scalp feels after. I just think that this is like really amazing for the scalp. You should definitely give it a try just to make sure whatever dandruff is living there, it goes away, you know? I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, learn from this video, and if you did, don't forget to share some love to me by subscribing to this channel right here. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll get to see you in the next video. Pura vida. I might have dandruff but not dry lips.